All right, we are at the next to last race and the final road course. And, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. 58 laps at Watkins Glen with the boot and the chicane or bus stop or inner loop or whatever you want to call it. But we've got 29 cars, and I figured this was going to get more people in it because more people own Watkins Glen. But yeah, we got Colton back. Good to see him. Hopefully he can have a little better run than he had at Sonoma. Sean blows away the field by 3/10 up there. Almost, well, 3.5 almost, but really, really fast time. This is the fastest lap I've ever done. Also, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do anything. Plus, I have no idea what I'm doing on a road course in this car. But we're going to hope that attrition plays a part as it has. I mean, I hope that people don't wreck, but we should be able to get a top 15 just by people falling out. Because mistakes happen. We've got cautions. We are starting on the reds. And we're going to get those off as quick as we can. But let's go get some laps on full fuel with reds. Maybe even practice pits. What the shit was that? Okay, well. Don't understand what that was, but I guess I flashed the tires, and so they were really hot there when we tried to go. Yeah, I flashed them coming out of the pits. And interesting. Just want to make sure I haven't been on reds with a full tank, so I want to make sure that it's not going to be funky. I don't know how many laps I can do with reds, but I'm also struggling with the primaries after a couple of laps, so we may just struggle this whole race. I mean, it might be better for me just to go into fuel saving mode just so we don't have the power to spin the wheels up off the corner. I added a little bit more downforce from what the default Watkins Glen set had because it seemed like all the fast people were running more downforce because I was catching them on the straights. That's not where we want to go. The car's a little bit heavier than it was in qualifying. But yeah, my goal is not at Infineon. We were just trying to get a gap, be at the front. We're not anywhere near the front at the moment, and we're not going to be. I'm just so far off pace. Uncomfortable. That new thing that a guy put up in the forums about what your iRating is. Watkins Glen, I've got a 900 iRating at it. So, yeah. I'm sure that's more down to I've raced here more and people like to wreck here more. But it does make sense that I suck here and am terrible on track at the moment, but it is race time, and really hope it's a good one. So, we have a minute to grid. Let's just double check. We got this how we wanted it. Maybe, you know what, I'll drop this down just a little bit because it's going to take a certain amount to change the tires anyways. So, let's do that. But thanks again to everyone for coming out.
We'll be disqualified if we don't change the tyre compounds before the race is over.
Already talking about disqualifying me.
Line up on the right side. Pit road is closed.
Just remind everyone, just so we can have a little bit early start, not have everyone stacked up on the straightaway. That's just a recipe for a bunch of people getting their race ruined immediately.
Catch start 200, 19 car. Catch start 57 car. Catch start 15 car.
But yeah, this one is gonna be really difficult, I think. Just because it's a draft track, so it's gonna be hard to drop someone if you're just a little quicker than them. The reds burn off quick, and it's just a really fast track with some areas that are definite one-lane parts of the track, especially in an IndyCar. The bus stop, like if I could have ran without the bus stop, I would have, but the new scan is so bad across the old track that we'd be flying off in the outer loop. So I figured it was best to just not deal with that and deal with the bus stop instead. It's not hard to get through, but it's definitely not a you can go side by side through it. But with this car, there's not a whole lot of side by side through a corner that you can do. But yeah, final road course of the season, and it's been an interesting one. We just need to do damage control here, sitting in second in the points. We have no chance of winning. Leighton's probably going to lock up the points with this race, unless he has a really early exit and Warren goes and wins it. And then we're ending the season with Richmond next week, which is going to be a whole different challenge. Like Iowa, but flatter, and I have no idea how it's going to race. And then a couple of weeks off, and we'll get going into the new season of whatever it might be. Might wait until the build comes out in March. The first race that we're going to do for sure is the Atlanta 24 at Road Atlanta with some rain and the GR86, so that'll be fun. It's a 3-hour race split into two 1.5-hour races at 8 times speed, so we'll go through the whole day-night cycle. We'll have some rain and have some fun with that. But they are not really staying back from the pace car, so it's gonna be a jammed up start here, it looks like. We'll see.
The pace car is in. Green flag, green flag.
All right. Survive turn 1, and well, already we had someone just move over into the outside lane when he had a car who was outside, and unfortunately that is 2 cars that are probably done. Got Laura up ahead of us, Billy, and then Steven behind. Feels like we've been racing him all week. Oh, that was a bad corner. Got in way too shallow. So same rules with the cautions that we've had all season long for road courses. We'll randomly draw starting on lap 3. And if we we get a caution, we go 2 laps after the restart, and then start drawing again. So you could end up with a ton of cautions or not a whole lot. So it'll be interesting to see what we get this time. At Sonoma, the very first draw, we got a caution. At Detroit, it kind of was pretty even throughout. But we were also drawing from the stands for half of it. But right now I feel pretty comfortable. The field is definitely getting spread out big time. And we'll start deciding when to come in and put on the primaries. But right now, I'm not feeling too terrible on the grip. I'm on map 1, so haven't done anything with the 6 or 7. I don't think those will do much anyway, since it's not like you have a lot of slow exits. Fortunately, it looks like Christopher was one of those in that wreck. Colton looking speedy back there. And I don't have the tires up on Racelabs, so we don't even know what they are until they come flying past us. And well, Colton's hauling ass really fast. I mean, he just gained like a second on us. And that is the Colton speed we haven't seen for a long time. Not because he's been slow, but just because he hasn't been racing much. King, I forgot to draw on the straightaway. We get the draw out of there that time, and we're looking for aces to start off. Just let him go. He can drag us up the hill with his speed. Is he on primaries? Pretty sure he was. Yeah, see, I think I'm running a little too low of downforce. Because we just, on the straightaways, I feel like we've got a lot more speed than everyone else. I mean, I know the draft is part of that, but yeah, he is on primaries and just really flying. Forgot to draw again. Another king. The odds of that are. Try to draw on the correct part of the track this next lap. We're going to see anyone from the front pitting early. I don't think we are. These aren't really falling off like I thought they would, but we're also not going as fast. Alright, at the top of the hill, we're going to draw. I need to get that in my head. Much easier to draw up here. A queen. got a little unstable. I know I drive into this corner too hard, and then I'm like slowing down at the wrong spot, and then I'm too slow out of the corner. It just, practice is what I need, but just have not had the time this week. All right, starting to feel the rears go. Get that set to primary. I didn't do a practice pit stop like I wanted. I think I'm gonna just come in now. I know it's really early, but before I spin and run out of fuel, make sure we're gonna get full fuel. We are, and we'll see how this works out for us.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
All right, let's put on some safer tires. Fuel it all the way up.
Move it, move it.
And try not to get lapped. Looks like Joe is on the same strategy, possibly. But he pit on lap 2. Don't be an ace. That'll look sketchy. It's a queen. Alright, what is going on? 2 kings, 2 queens. The next one's a jack. I'm gonna quit the race and go buy a Powerball.
You got a slow car on the left. You got a slow car on the left.
Massive arrow push here. 34 seconds back to the leaders. They will be catching us, but hopefully we get the caution before we get lapped. Yeah, not as much grip. Who would have thunk it? I just need to be smart with it and hope that a few of the people take the reds way too long and start really struggling with grip and maybe make a few mistakes. Well, we've done what we needed to. It's a 2. So we are not getting a yellow this time. Joe is catching us 3.5 back. I don't know how much that was of us just getting stuck behind James there through the boot, but need to get a nice rhythm here. Don't do anything stupid. Very pushy through that corner. Thought everyone was complaining about this corner, but I haven't really felt anything terrible, but it's probably because I'm so tight. Dan in the pits. Probably doing what we're doing. 1X's don't matter, so I'm going to just start going over that rather than doing a half and half on the curb, and we get a queen. That is 3 queens. stutters. Don't know if that meant someone's wrecked somewhere and the new damage model is eating up my frames, but something happened. So Laura has pit ahead of us. Joe has actually not satisfied the tire requirement. Dan might when he crosses the line behind us. George on pit road.
30.718.
Try not to get a slowdown while we're out there. I think you gotta go out pretty far early for that to happen. Get a 3. Getting pretty far into this one before we get a caution. Looks like you can only do about 17, 18 laps on a tank, so who knows what we're going to see from the leaders, but they are gaining on us because we are slow and we've done a pit stop. Luckily, we didn't put ourselves too close to them. Still a ways out before they catch us. Lucky dogs and wave arounds are on, so a lap down is not a big deal if you got a yellow. But it's still not something you want to do because the wave around, you're never going to get around and catch the field. Lucky dog, sometimes it's difficult to get there. Get a 10. Still no caution. Only doing 30s, which obviously is not good, but I'm looking for being consistent and not chucking it away. Does look like Joe has satisfied his tires, as has Dan, so I don't know what I was looking at, or it just hadn't updated yet. Catching up with Raymond. Don't know why I went to first there. Joe is catching us quickly. Alan's coming out of the pits or is on pit road.
0.639.
Yeah, I am just not quick here. Get a queen. That is all the queens gone on this draw. Joe is flying, though. Sorry, Joe, I am not quick. We got a lot of traffic ahead as well. Fresh tires, trying to get around Alex, and he does. Then I think Sean pit from the lead. up there for Raymond. Yeah, it probably wasn't smart to use the Sonoma set with the wing change, but I just needed something that I could feel comfortable on. We got Alex pitting, we got Nick pitting.
30.56.
Joe's gonna come flying past us. We get a 9 of spades. No, he didn't quite make it there. But he's so much quicker through this section than us.
Car right. Clear on the right.
No need to fight him there. And then I just turn in way too early. So we got 9 laps of fuel left.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Had to go there. I wasn't sure how much he was slowing down and if he was letting both of us by or not. But yeah, we might get through a whole pit cycle before we even get a caution.
31.797.
A lot of the guys are hoping that the caution comes out before they got a pit for that first time, because most of us are going to have to pit again anyways under yellow for fuel. Get a joker, that means we aren't pulling a card for 2 laps.
Leader's pitting now.
So now it gets extended even longer. Starting to get a little bit sloppy in the field. So we're not drawing one this lap or lap 15. Lap 16 will be the next time we draw. Now we have pushed pass. You want to use it out of turn 1. You don't want to use it really in traffic, because if you got to lift off or touch the brakes, you're going to waste it. We haven't used it at all yet, but you can use it all the way from turn 1 to the bus stop, and very powerful, but also kind of depends on your gearing and when you just stall out from drag. Right now, though, 21st, I know that there's a bunch of people that are ahead of us that haven't pit that we might end up passing, but as slow as we are, I'm not sure about that. I think they may all be going quicker on the reds than we're going here. I mean, we're just consistently doing 30s, so hopefully that's good enough. Alright. We'll begin drawing next time up the hill.
The lead is pitting now.
In the next 2 laps, we should see almost everyone have pit. Unless my calculations are off. Slid the nose massively that time. Way too narrow. Got on it too early. Frank and Shane on pit road. Just a couple more.
29.831.
Gavin just coming out of the pits, so he jumped us in that cycle. We got a 5, so still no caution. Uh-oh. Got a chunk of wing. That might be, I don't know, maybe Joe? Looked like he was going a little slow there, but haven't actually noticed him for a while. Must not have been him. It was possibly my dad. He is on pit road a lap down now. Did not get all the practice that he normally gets, and Dakota is also on pit road. So probably Dakota pit, trying to make a pass on my dad. Contact? 5. Just what I'm assuming, but no idea.
You got about 5 laps of fuel left.
I can say that our strategy really sucked. We've lost out to Gavin and Colton. Well, Colton was well ahead of us when we pit, but I guess he's only 5.6 ahead of us now, but he's going to be checking out. Especially since he was flying on the primaries. Into the pits. He pit on lap 2, so
30.145.
he's going to be hoping for a caution right when he comes out of the pits. We'll see if he gets one here at the top of the hill. Five of diamonds. Someone off, that is Frank, and then we got someone else off, and that is Billy. Looks like might have been trying to lap Frank, and they have it coming together on entry to the bus stop. Possibly. to get a little sloppy on entry, but we're almost ready to pit. We've just kind of held that 30, so hopefully I come out a little quicker on this next one, just because I've got more laps of practice under my belt. But we're getting that attrition, and back in the top 15. And there it is. Make sure no one's on pit road. They are not. And
the yellow flag is out. They want you in single file. Pit road is closed. Catch up 77 car.
Get caught up to the field. So that works out good for me. Get an ace there. It's going to work out for the couple of people behind us that just pit. They're going to go all the way forward. Give everyone a good reset here. Puts us at 39 to go, 38. So also kind of makes it a one-stopper. Restart on, or get going around 37, 36 to go. But for those that haven't ran the alternates, that's going to hurt them. I don't know if there's that many out there, but looks like we're catching the field. There it is. All right, so we're going to top off and throw on another set of primaries. Looks like Gavin was on the alternates there, so that makes me feel a little better. Let me try to pull up the overlay here to get tire type compound up there. There we go. That will help us understand what's going on around. Who is getting the lucky dog? Looks like Alexander Weatherman getting the lucky dog. And then Frank and Raymond may be taking the wave around. Gonna be interesting to see what everyone else does. I assume Gavin's gonna come in and put the primaries on and top off and just call it good on those. Colton, though, has not put the reds on yet, and that could bite him here because he's gonna have to take them through a full fuel stint, which it looks like the leaders did fine. So, might not be that big of a deal.
About 2 laps of fuel. Pit road is now open.
Joe should be staying out, I assume, because he just pit. We'll see what everyone does here. I assume most will be coming in. Nope. Not as many as I thought. It looks like Colton's just going to go track position because he's going to maybe do a short run on the reds.
10, 5, 3, 2, keep digging, 1, right here.
Alrighty. Let's make sure that it is fueling us all the way up. It is. Let's get these cards shuffled. I just lost one. We're not going to find
Okay,
it.
punch it.
Let's get out on the track, and then I will shuffle. Uh-oh.
Line up.
Turns out shuffling and driving is hard.
Catch start 12. Car.
Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I've got cards in my lap that are falling off, and who knows how many we've lost. Straightaway coming up. I might even be able to. No, I can't even see where the card that fell went. So now we're looking for kings, which we drew 3 of them in the first run. Man, I keep hitting the wheel when I go to try to actually shuffle. I'm just gonna have to toddler shuffle these.
Catch start 12. Car.
You probably think I'm drunk. Nope. Just trying to shuffle. Just trying to shuffle. There we go. Oh my god, I just dropped half of them. This is a damn mess. Alright, I might have to pull over before I wreck myself and everyone else. Check myself before I wreck myself. So Leighton, all the way back here, he has thrown the reds on, and he didn't need to, so that tells me the fast guys don't have a problem with them. So that's interesting. Haven't been fuel saving, but I don't think that's gonna be a big deal for us with our speed.
Catch start 12. Car.
Okay, cards are shuffled. We'll be getting the 1 to green this time around. Is anyone gonna pop in and top off? Does it even matter at this point? It might.
Catch start 12. Car.
But there's still quite a few people behind us, so. And we're probably gonna have, statistically, another caution. Although we almost made it to halfway. I mean, not really, but we got well into this race before the first caution, but now we're drawn for kings that were very popular going in the first few laps.
12. Car.
So now they probably won't come out.
1 left to green.
Laura is headed into the pits for a top off. .914. Oh yeah, we're using almost a gallon a lap. I was looking at the pace lap that we did. So, go top off and get a half a lap more is the benefit of going in there.
Catch start 12. Car.
Do we have any lappers that are working their way back here? Nope, they've all got the wave around or at pit. So the running order is set. Up in the lead is Brian, the new guy from Detroit. Well, not from Detroit, that's when he joined the league. Then Matthias, Alan, Timothy, Colton, Joe, and then Sean and Kyle and Justin, who were at the front to begin with. So things are shuffled up at the front, which could make things really crazy as well.
Catch start 12. Car.
But I think we'll be able to put it in the 29s a little more consistently on this run. Just because I've got a bit more practice, feel a little more comfortable with it, I hope. But we are going to be in a bunch of racing situations. We got Billy, who's quicker than us, on reds. Then we got Steven, who's on reds, who was really flying up behind us. So, yeah, I don't know how it's going to go, but that's why you race. I think we'll lose those 2 spots pretty quickly and then settle in. So yeah, we're going to be going green with 36 to go, which means it's a 1-stopper for everyone that can stretch it. 18 laps. Right? Is that math? I think so. And
get ready, going green.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're probably going to get a caution in that, so I don't think it's really going to matter.
The pace car is off. Be ready. There's an incident ahead.
Oh no.
Green, green, green.
Got it. Clear all, just because, who knows, but someone knocked a wing off.
12.933.
Looks like Sean has knocked a wing off, and that is unfortunate, because he was definitely quick. And was it Kyle involved in the other bit? So 2 of the fastest people have had an issue on the restart, and well, it looks like Kyle's back going. Maybe we're gonna just get Billy past us here, because it is a bit of a mess up ahead of us right now. Yeah, Kyle's definitely struggling on pace as well. This is jamming everyone up here. So we might see them pop in, which might not be a terrible thing for them, because they'll fuel up, they'll lose track position and time, but it's going to get dangerous for all of us back here for a moment while we're jammed up here. But I am guessing he will be pitting. Nope, he's going to slam the wall there. We're all going to get around him.
34.457. Keep to the
Maybe.
right. Clear on the left side. Stay on the right, clear.
Yeah, he's missing a wing. So 2 of the fastest guys hoping for a caution. Just gonna see what he was gonna do behind us. Oh, maybe Billy didn't have an incident. Maybe Billy's just crazy on the exit of the inner loop and lost it when he spun out. Try to get Steven around us.
Right side.
Which should be fairly easy there.
Still there. There's an incident behind. Clear on the right.
Shane up on us now on the primaries. We can go 15 more laps, so we should be able to make it 1 stop unless there's a green-white checkered. And we're drawing for a caution here. Will it be another king to start off? How horrible did I shuffle while I was trying to not drive into a wall? Do I need to start using my push to pass? 2 of clubs. I set my set to Gavin, so we should be about the same speed on the straight. If he ended up going with mine, he might have decided it was junk in qualifying and switched back to default.
Cast off on
Got
the
a
right.
yellow, and that is Joe
You got it, clear
and
down
Justin.
right.
That is 3 of the guys that were top runners in the first stint out. Maybe not all the way out, but definitely have hurt their chances. Pull away from Shane a little bit and do a 29.9, so we at least got back into the 29s. Use push to pass here just because Shane's really quick through this section, and we've got a little draft, and it'll give us a good idea of what this thing can actually do on this straightaway, and if I've got the gearing right for it. Just that puts us into 12th, so us being slow has outweighed attrition. Or has attrition's outweighed us being slow and made us in a good spot for points, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Justin on pit road, lap down. He is probably fully out of this one. So most likely Warren is up front and has gotten around everyone except for maybe Colton. We almost lost it there. I've been forgetting to draw cards. 3 and a joker, which means we don't have to draw cards for 2 laps. So I'll forget about it again. Going wide there, I have not found that to be good at all. Uh-oh, Wesley from 6th place is on our F3. He might have been the smoke that we saw in the outer loop. Maybe just looped it around. This one got crazy after the caution. So not drawing here, not drawing next lap, and then we will draw again on lap 30. Oh yeah, and it's definitely easy to make it. The 18 laps, it looks like. Started this week off in this formation. Gavin ahead of us at Long Beach with Shane following. Glen is on pit road. He was one that stayed out, I'm pretty sure. That moves us up into 11th then. Gavin's just slowly inching away from us. Alright, we're drawn for caution on this time up the hill. Just starting to lose a bit of focus, lose a bit of speed. Grip is definitely going away. Does look like those reds are starting to go away as well ahead of us. I feel like Steven was a little bit further ahead, and now he's dropping back to us.
30.421.
Get a 2. Looking for King. Uh-oh. Oh, Shane's still back there. I just didn't see him in the mirror when we came out of there, but he's just dropped back a little bit further, and yeah, Wesley and Steven are dropping back to us. So that makes me not want to go with the alternates if we get to a green flag stop, because we might have to take them all the way to the end, and they're definitely falling off after about 10 laps, it looks like. Got a decent lap there.
29.556.
That was a little too aggressive on throttle. And what do we get? A queen. Not what we're looking for. Got the nose bouncing there, started shoving to the right. Just starting to push it a bit too much, and we're just, I mean, the good thing is we're too tight, so it's not gone stupid loose at any point on us. But I can feel that there's more heat in the tires than there have been. It's also clouded up a bit, so that's helped us with getting a bit more speed. Don't need to be having little freeze-ups like that, though. Or climbing curbs on that corner. Steven might be coming in the pits. Yep, thought it looked like it. And Timothy is in the pits as well.
29.84. They're in the top 10.
Get a 3. has pulled out a little bit from us over the last lap. But we did slow down a bit on that last lap. Guess we'll start using a bit of push to pass here at the end of this run.
The lead is pitting now.
Way too wide there. Oh, lock up Wesley ahead of us. Brian is in the pits. Not sure he can make it from there. But if he gets a timed caution here just right, forgot to use my push to pass, so we're not going to waste it halfway up the hill. And we get a 10. Shane 5 seconds back from us now. I'm gonna guess he is on the Watkins Glen default set. That's really fast on the straight, but not all that good through the boot. Uh-oh, there was parts there. Nice draft down the front stretch here.
29.616.
Big arrow push. We're going to push to pass here. Should hopefully get him at the top of the hill and not have to lift off here.
Right side. Clear.
Forgot to draw a card. I'll do that in a second. Just wanted to focus on making that pass. And we get a clean. Not what we're looking for.
The lead is pitting now.
Losing the front end big time now when we get closer to Gavin. Colton's on pit road.
29.56.
What do we get here? A 9. This is not going to have a whole lot of cautions in this one. Something stupid. Got 24 to go. You know what? I think I was doing math wrong. I was definitely doing math wrong. Was I? Yeah, what was I doing? I don't know what... Maybe I wasn't. No, I was thinking 38 for the pit, but that was how many it was to go, so. And I don't think we can get to, yeah, I was thinking we had to get to lap 38. I got my numbers all screwed up in my head. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. Math while racing. Very tough. Get a joker. 2 laps of no draws. This one might just make it to the end. Or give us a crazy green-white checker. Went from 21. We can't even make it a one-stop here. We might have to fuel save on the last run or something. But I don't even know how much you can fuel save here since it's so much full throttle. Go one more time around. Not going to use push to pass because it's not going to do us any good. Got a pit this time. It's a 5, and we're not actually even drawing, so that one doesn't count because we got to do 2 laps without a draw. I forgot my own rules. Too much going on. Let's make sure fuel is set up to fuel all the way up. Make sure tires are on and primary. We're not going to risk it by going another lap. I mean, we could. Nah, it's gonna be too close. We don't want to cut it that close. Alrighty.
Pit boxing 10.
I don't even know what we can do.
5,
like, I don't think you
3,
can save fuel.
2, 1. Right here.
And I don't think you want to because it's more likely we're gonna get a caution.
Move it.
Alright, I lit the tires up a little bit. Let's not loop it here. So next lap by would be when we draw that 5. Boy, car's heavy. And then we'll draw another card on the second. Oh, okay. I was like, yellow came out. Someone had a issue. I forgot that there's local yellows. Looks like that someone might have been Dan. Oh, he has got left front. That is not going to be fun to get around that corner. that slowed Steven up, who really fell behind us. Because he pit and just wasn't able to really make up anything. He pit from the reds. George is on pit road. We're going to cycle out here in 12th, it looks like.
525.
Heavy cloud cover as well. Let's just use a bit here. Alright, so that's when we drew the 5. Next lap we draw another one if I can remember and I'm not too focused on trying to catch the 77. We would have to save 4 gallons of fuel. Not happening. So go all out. Most likely there will be a caution. Yeah, I was thinking we could do 18 laps on a tank, but it's only 16. Sean's on pit road after the issues that he had on the restart, so he had to pit a couple of laps after it, which means he's just pitting now. I don't even think that gets him to the end, though. Now we're drawn, and it's a 5 again. What we do is when we can make it on fuel from that point, we're going to pit if a caution hasn't come out, and then stay out if a caution does come out. Because no matter what, we're going to have to pit, so we'll pit, throw new tires on it again, take fuel, and hopefully we don't get stuck too far back in traffic and stay out if we can. Laura on pit road. Saw her go into the pits right before we went green. George is catching us. Shane is on the reds and catching us. And we get a 5 again. 3 5s in a row. If we get 5 5s in a row, I'm going to be confused. So not too worried. We have nothing for George. He's still not thrown on the reds yet, so it'll be interesting to see what his plans are.
Car stop on the left.
That is Billy. He's had a rough go of it. I think it's just a spin out that he had. He didn't try to get into the pits there.
29.941. You're in the top 10.
Freaks me out every time that yellow pops up, though. What do we get? Another 5? An ace. We don't need an ace. We need a king. Oh, and we need to slow the fuck down and not hit the curbs on entry like that. We're gonna pit this time. We're at the point that we can make it. Make sure it's all set up. Full fuel. Damn it, Gavin. Oh, I thought he was going to the pits and doing exactly what we were doing. Oh, hopefully we didn't speed there. Okay, we're good. We're putting primaries on, pitting for fuel, and then when I get to the top of the hill and pull a king, everyone's gonna say I'm cheating.
3, 2, 1. Right here.
In we go, top it off, should be able to make it to the end.
Okay, punch it.
Wobbly there. Dias behind us, and we get a 4. God, why am I all of a sudden taking way too much? I mean, I know that's fast guys can do it, but not so much. Oh my God. We're just trying to wreck ourselves now. Brian is in the lead. 24 seconds behind us. Shane is pit. Wesley is pit. I have shoved the nose like crazy. Sean is pit. A lot of people on pit road here. They're doing exactly what I'm doing. Oh, and Matthias is still off, so his race is done.
1.248.
Holy shit. Gavin just came out of the pits ahead of us. Shane's still on the reds, though, behind us, so that's going to be tricky. We get an 8.
The lead is pitting now.
Everyone's going for this strategy now. And that is the fun of having some random cautions, because it flips what you would normally do. Normally you just split something in half and call it good, but with this, you want to be first one on pit road to make it to the end so that you can stay out if the yellow comes out. We're going to need Shane to burn through those alternates before he catches us. George still on pit road. Has he left? He has. He'll be at the exit when we come around the corner, it looks like. was. Just had to bite it. That is Frank off. Seems to be his favorite place to park. I think we saw him off there earlier. And that has allowed Shane to catch up with us, but I didn't really want to try to make the pass. We know George is quicker. It's just he needs to get those tires up to tap and go. But I think Shane's going to fall off hard because he fell off pretty hard on the primaries. So I assume it will be even harder on the alternates. We're not really going to be able to do anything about it. I screwed up the corner, so just let him go anyways. It's going to kind of ruin our chances to beat Gavin, but we've already beat him a couple of times this week. We'll let him have one. He's going to be fighting with these guys up ahead, so as they catch him to pass him, so we might get, man, massive frame issues. What is going on? Huge stutters at the moment. Timothy is leading now. We have had a lot of different leaders in this one. I have no idea who's going to win. I forgot to draw 2 times in a row because we were racing. That's an 8 and that's a 10. And that's me missing the corner drawing in a different spot. My punishment for not doing it when I was supposed to. Nearly high centered on the curb there. We've gone to shit. We're in the 31s. I know we lifted off and let him go, but we've not done anything good here. That's a 5. No more 5s for us.
The lead is pitting now.
Alright, I gotta get my brain back into this. We have fallen apart on this run. I've hit my limit of concentration. Colton is the leader now. He last pit on 35, so he can't make it. And as far as we've fallen, we're probably just going to hop in and put alternates on if a caution comes out. Because there's going to be barely anyone that needs to pit ahead of us.
30.652.
Oh my god, what am I doing? Let's try to get up this hill quicker. That's a 10. Track has heated up. We've got 2 times speed, and the clouds have kind of vanished, so sun's higher than when we started. Track's up to 110. I think it was like 90 when I looked, but maybe I looked in warm-up and forgot to look in race. This one has definitely been brutal, though, compared to the others. We had a lot more breaks in the other races. Steven is on
29.796.
We get a 7. Statistics would say that this was probably how it was going to work out, since we had so many kings drawn on that first run, but with a reshuffle and everything, it all just goes back to random. There's a bit of a jam up there behind Raymond as they are going around him. Looks like everyone has made it through cleanly, as Gavin has been caught by George and Shane. We're starting to get a little loose as well. Not scared, I was going to put it in the wall.
51.011.
Had a good turn 1 there, so let's use the push to pass. We got 4 of them left now. It's a 6.
The lead is pitting now.
Colton's on pit road. So when he gets out of the pits, if he gets a caution, that's going to be really good for him, because others may pit since it's been so long since they've been on pit road, and there's not going to be a whole lot of people pitting. So the staying out on older tires is not going to do much for them. And if that's the case, then Colton can stay out. It's just going to be a game of chicken. Wants to be on old tires and who wants to have track position. Oh man, Sean is catching us. Steven's catching us.
You got a slow car on the left.
We've got a damaged car up ahead. That is Gavin. He has lost that left front.
Left side, clear on the left.
Just had to park it there. Not going to be the one we need.
Clear on the left.
Hadn't entered in that direction, that narrow, but I couldn't really check up like I needed. Steven's on red, so he's going to come flying by. We are slowest guy out here. closing in, but are we going to get a caution? Are we going to get a green-white checkered? We haven't had one yet, but we're drawing all the way up until the white flag, so it could happen. And we get a 7.
Clear.
Wasn't sure if he was making that one. Wesley, 30 seconds behind us. He's hoping for a caution just so that he can get back in this thing. Shane is falling off now. He's looking for a caution. Sean's looking for a caution just to reset and be near the field since the lap 34 restart or whatever it was. I don't even think it was that. I think it was... I can't even remember when we restarted. Oh yeah, Shane is dropping like a rock now on those reds. Push to pass here, I assume. Be able to get it with draft, unless he's just got a lot less downforce, but I think he's just letting us go. 7. No caution again. Puts us back into 12th. It's been a long one. I don't think time-wise it's been any longer than the others, but it definitely, with only one caution so far, has felt much different. Starting to feel a fade in the steering now. Will Steven fall off? Get a 4. I mean, the more laps we do, the higher chance, but it's looking like we might only get one caution throughout this. And we're going to be pretty close on fuel, actually. Definitely be pitting if there's a green-white checker. These tires are done as well, as is the driver. Brain losing focus. Some smoke. That might have been George. Seen that he'd gotten past, but might have also just been him getting past.
30.045.
Let's use it. So save a couple just in case. Green, white, checkered. That's King.
The yellow flag is out. They want you in single file. Pit road is closed right now. Catch up 85. Sharp.
And things are gonna get nuts. We wasted a push to pass there, but this one might even go into a green, white checker, depending on where the leaders were to the start line there. Oh my God, we're missing the turn under yellow. Well, we're putting alternates on and taking a couple of gallons. Ways to go before we catch up. It's like at least 15 seconds ahead, 20 seconds ahead. Everything's set up here. Alternates. Up on the pressures just a bit.
Catch up 85.
I don't know why we're slowing down so early. Maybe they're fuel saving. Not sure.
Catch up 85.
There we go. We were already caught up. I didn't see that. Alright, we are going to go put a gallon, 2 gallons in, just in case we get some extra laps here. Two and a half. Now 2, because a lot of this is going to be under caution. We've got the tires pumped up to hopefully be a little bit quicker to start off. Everyone's probably going to pit. And, yeah, no idea. I think we're going to get into the green-white checker no matter what, so. Because it's going to be 57 this time. Yeah. 58, so we will have a green-white checkered here. Not as deep into a green-white checkered, but we will get some extra laps here. Is that going to throw anyone off? Just a reminder to everyone that green-white checkers are a thing. They don't stay out thinking the race ends. Ooh, a lot of people staying out. Interesting.
Pit box in 10.
Well, if they don't know the rules by now,
5,
then they haven't been watching the races.
2, 1.
So,
Right here.
just blame it on them. Colton came in, Wesley's in.
That's it, go. Looks like we'll have a green-white checkered finish when this caution is over. Line up, single file. Jets up, 85, sharp.
Hopefully those people can make it on fuel. If they can't, we'll be seeing them pull in here. We got 3 push to passes, so we'll just use it immediately. We got no one going for a wave around.
Jets up, 85,
But
sharp.
we're not going to shorten this. We're just going to go with the full caution. I don't think we're going to have much more speed than anyone, but
Catch up, 85, car.
we had to do that. We're at the back anyways, so all of us are on the alternates. Then we got some older primaries. Everyone's going to be on lower fuel. Has everyone got enough fuel to make it? Bonus racing. Or it might just be bonus destruction. I don't know. We couldn't do the last restart without wings flying everywhere, so we'll see. Who is leading this? Warren is leading. Timothy, Laura, Brian, Leighton, Alan, Billy, Sean, George, Colton, Steven, myself, Wesley, Shane. And we got a couple of lap cars still out running around. So we're only going to get one green, white checkered on road racing since everyone has been told that I only draw 2 laps after a restart. So it's not possible to get another one. Is anyone pitting here now that they realize that we're green, white checkered? Nope. Alright, everyone must be able to make it.
1 lap to green.
Well, this is going to be crazy. Crazy sprint to the end here.
18.297.
Looks like Gavin's going to finish all the way in 17th, so that's a rough end to a decent run that he had. We were definitely not able to really challenge him. Track has cooled off massively. We've got cloud cover, so there's going to be lots of grip. And a lot of late moves here. What is Colton going to be able to do? I don't even know where he pit from there. But I know he wasn't the leader because he had to pit from the lead. Wesley was really strong, I thought, in the early race, so a little worried about him. I think he got behind from, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. I thought he was up front, but maybe it was just one of the times he stayed out, but he's normally quick at everything he does. Colton, we know, is flying quick, but he's got so much traffic to go through. And it all depends on how spread out it gets. It's going to be a mad dash up the hill into the bus stop. We're probably going to see cars go flying in the bus stop. Gonna get exciting here at the end.
About to go green, stay focused. Checkers.
Leader's gonna go fairly early. He's hung off the pace car, so we just gotta kind of watch the pack. And nope, there we go.
Two left to go. Two to go. 13.481.
Do anything with the push to pass.
Car right. Stay on the left. Still there.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Clear.
That assisted us. I don't know who it was. But we went through the bus stop side by side, I think. We're not very quick, though. Get these things fired up. Get ready to use some push to pass. We got 2 button pushes left, so I think we can use straightaway, front stretch, and then up the hill. Oh, that's not push to pass, that's pit limiter. Again, how do I do that? We had a hell of a run that we were going to be able to take against George.
7.4. You're in the top 10.
Completely screw that up. Oh, George gets massive loose, Steven gets loose. I think Steven went goodbye.
Car right. Still there. Clear on the right.
Okay, that's the fastest we've thrown that in there. Thankfully, we got the alternates and low fuel. Oh, but we have no skill when it comes to the next turn.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Gotta go defensive there. They're all jammed up there looking for second place.
Yeah, there's 2 left of fuel left.
Is anyone gonna run out? Doesn't look like it. Everyone stays alive so far. We might have hit the wall there. I have no idea what place we're in. I think Warren gets the win. We get 9th.
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
Mad scramble to the end there. Jeez.
Nice run. Solid work.
That got crazy. And there was definitely someone died there at the end. I assume that's Warren that got the win. Yep. 2 seconds over Timothy. And Sean all the way up to 3rd. So he makes a big recovery. Laura with a great run. Colton gets up to 5th. Leighton 6th, but he really didn't have much to do. I think that probably locks up the championship, but we'll see. Brian with a great run. Alan, myself, George, Shane, Wesley. Was it Billy? I think it was Billy. Billy just, he had some bad luck through that. All right, let's go take a look at the incidents, unless it's just too screwed up. That was a good end to the road courses with a crazy green-white checkered and the rear of the field all trying to make up some ground and everyone just trying to get it there. So, alright, this is what happened at the start. And, oh, George just into the back of Christopher there. Christopher kind of just kept fading over, I think, and then George was not ready for that checkup, but yeah, Christopher just kind of goes left in the braking zone and slows down quite a bit. I mean, I think he gets scared by the checkup here, and then George is just coming in way too hot for everyone, but he continues on. Unfortunate for Christopher, he doesn't. James goes around, knocks the wing off a bit. Probably going to see a lot of prediction code through there. Dan, he goes for a little spin there. I think that one and the bus stop are going to be what gets most people. James, Colton trying to find a way around him, and wasn't ready for him to be that slow into the corner. I don't think Colton lost the front wing though. And then we got Christopher. He goes around, and another one out of the boot. Dakota, he goes spinning. Somewhere along the line, my dad disappears at the same time he does, but not there. Timothy ends up second, nearly goes for a ride through that whole section. James forgets what corner he's in there and wide into the wall, and I think he calls it quits after that one. Joe unfortunately finishes 23rd after having a decent run. Timothy, really late decision to pit there and puts it in the wall, but he still gets second, so it works out. Oh, and my dad and Dakota, and my dad drives up in front of someone again and gets on the braking zone, or gets on the brakes in front of them and destroys them. So, were they racing for position? Yeah, so my dad didn't need to change lanes in the braking zone. He just needed to hold the low line, especially with a faster guy coming up, and he just instantly hits the brakes and way too early. So if he was trying to let him by, that was again a very dumb decision to pull in front of him. Hopefully he doesn't take anyone else out here. Get off the track, but he's got VR, so it takes him longer, and Dakota's race is over. Billy, and he goes spinning, and I think he actually, I think the bus stop gets him 3 times here. He's just trying to figure out a good way to get going again. That's probably the safest way there. Alex, he's getting past. Oh, and he clips him, and they all survive for the moment. And we got pit stops happening here, and oh, Leighton's got to change a front wing. Warren gets on the brakes hard, and Leighton wasn't ready. Christopher's gonna wreck it coming out of the pits. Yep. Alex, I am not sure. He loses concentration and drives into the grass, and I think that was under caution as well. So I don't know if he just was focused on something else and drove into the grass, or something broke on his gear. So what happened on this restart? Kyle just ran into the back of him. Like, no one else was going. And then Kyle, no front wing. It's not driving well. He gets into the wall. And Nick, not ready for him to be that slow, nearly gets into the back of him. And then that thing, he's just given up at that point. Joe, hard on the gas, loose. He grabs a couple of people. That is Justin and Wesley, I think, got a little damage in it. I don't know where George was going on that one, but he just drove into the back of him. Into the back of Laura. And Wesley loops it out of the bus stop. back out there, but I think he actually hit that one, and he's just pushing it to the limit. Frank goes around. Hadn't seen anyone wreck there for a while. Wesley on some reds that are looking dicey. Billy, nothing there. Kyle's car is just not wanting to do anything, and now I think that's when he ends it. Dan, outer loop, and he's going very outer loop. That is the left front gone. Billy up on the curb and around. Doesn't hit anything. Doesn't have to drive backwards this time, but he is going to have to do a three-point turn. Raymond just a little bit too much to the left there. Thias, oh, he amazingly is the first one we've seen hit that and lose the rear end from the bump. Frank checks up, and Nick nowhere to go. And then Frank goes spinning. Luckily, long ways for anyone coming up. Wesley gets a little loose, a little tap. Frank goes spinning in turn one. Gavin, oh, he just goes wide, hits the grass, and it sends him left. Rips that left front off. And then he finds the, oh man, that could have been really bad. He would have bounced back out any further. Shane, hard into the wall. Wow, really hard into the wall. Timothy, he gets a pretty solid hit on it. Restart, Billy. Oh, the bump. He loses it into the wall, back up on track. Amazingly, everyone got around that. Timothy just threw it all he could at it for the white flag and hit the wall there. Steven unfortunately throws away a few spots there. Just trying to get the run. They are multiple wide out of the corner. Brian, prediction code, wing falls off there as Sean's just flying through the traffic. And Warren wins it. So let's go see, first of all, who all led a lap, and then look at the points. So we had 14 lead changes in that one. 2 cautions for 6 laps. We end up doing 60 laps. Sean fastest out there, but only gets 3rd after the restart issue. Warren and Timothy, 8th and 10th starting spot. Warren actually ties with Brian for leading the most laps. So I'm not even sure how it hands out led most lap points there. I assume they both get it. So Warren makes up a pretty big chunk, and Leighton only gets 70 points. We only get 55. It's a very top-heavy point system. So we have probably fallen. Let's go take a look at what the season standings look like. There it is, and it is mathematically still possible that Warren can win it, but it would take a Leighton dropping out or not making it to the race. We're in 3rd, Joe 4th, Gavin tied for 4th with Joe, Timothy, my dad, Billy, Alan, Dylan, Christopher, Brian. So not everyone has started all the races, which is why you see me and Joe and Gavin up here, even though we've had some bad luck. But yeah, Leighton looks like he's got this one locked up, but you never know with internet racing. Lose power or bad connection, and Warren wins the race and leads the most and gets pole, and that's a lot of points. So we'll see what happens next week. I hope you enjoyed that one. Thanks for watching.